Batman. Holy putrid performances, Batman. Can the Buffalo Bills sink any lower? Buffalo Bills fans, you gotta wonder, what the heck was management thinking? You know, after their pretty decent performance but still a loss against those hated New England Patriots, they decided to pull the trigger and cut loose Trent Edwards. Thing is, I felt it was no great loss, but you know what? Ryan Fitzpatrick showed he wasn't any better. Even if he did do pretty good against New England, it was our third divisional rival in the first 4 weeks. And on the day when Breast Cancer Awareness Month was observed in the NFL, heck, everybody on the field, not only in Orchard Park, but all over the NFL, were wearing things that had pink on it. The gloves, the cleats, the towels, part of the helmets. Even the coaches get in the act with pink on their hats and pink on the soles of their shoes. But you know, it could be an apropos color to describe how the Bills have performed this first quarter of the NFL season. Heck, are we watching grown big men out there playing for the Buffalo Bills? Or are we watching girls? You gotta wonder. Do you think Buffalo should have some tutus or whatever? Or ballet shoes? Whatever. Because you know what? That just about sums up how Buffalo has done this first quarter of the NFL season. And yesterday was no exception. Heck, I mean, went right on the first drive for the Jets. Part of me was thinking, this isn't going to be good. You know what? We made one of the great running backs of this era make like he was back in his second year of playing. Everybody thought LaDainian Tomlinson was over the hill on his way out. That's why the Jets picked him up. And you know, LaDainian Tomlinson still looked like he was in his prime, running for 133 yards. Passing Tony Dorsett for 7th all-time on the NFL's rushing list. And that is a great name to pass. Even Thomas Jones running for Sean Harris. Pardon me for the foul up there. Even Sean Harris running for over 100 yards. All in all, the New York Jets, 273 yards rushing. Plus last year, Mark Sanchez had the worst game of his young NFL career, playing against the Bills in the first meeting. Sanchez played mistake-free. All in all, over 400 total yards of offense for the Jets. What happened there? Buffalo switched to the 3-4, was supposed to improve our standing, especially against the run. Heck, it seems as though when you got guys used to running the Tampa 2, they can't find a way to stop the run. Even with a draft pick, that's been a colossal disappointment, like Aaron Maben there on the defense. Buffalo can't do anything. Even with the Puzzlesnian Devil there. What happened? My defenses really suck. Well, you know, that just about sums it up on both sides of the ball. Heck, I wonder where Joe Clark is, the former principal who turned around Eastside High down there in Patterson, New Jersey. Because, you know, he had the right thing to say about his football coach. We gotta find something or some way to get these Bills going. Because, you know, I'm sick and tired of having the Buffalo Bills pushed up and down the field. Thank you. Sit down. Maybe you better hire me. I'll cut every god-darn player on this Bills team, send them packing. Because that's what this Buffalo Bills fan feels like doing. Hell, Nobody seems to be worthy of wearing the Charging Buffalo on their helmets, the navy blue uniforms with the red stripe, and the navy blue pants. Nobody on this Bills team is worthy. 0-4. First time in 6 years for this. And it's the same old story. Again, Ryan Fitzpatrick. I'm thinking, oh, we got something going. You know, he made Trent Edwards look like God with the way he played. Heck, Ryan Fitzpatrick looked like Trent Edwards. What do you think, Bills fans? You agree with me? And what about the logjam there at running back? Who was the leading rusher yesterday? Why? Ryan Fitzpatrick. 74 yards. More than C.J. Spiller, Marshawn Lynch, and Freddie Jackson combined. Heck, we did score 2 touchdowns. One of them from the tight end who's helping while Sean Nelson is on suspension, and the second to Steve Johnson. But you know, only Lee Evans seems like the viable candidate now to wear the wide receiver, because you know, he isn't being used much at all when he can get on the field. This Buffalo Bills team is a big mess. 0-4. I was thinking maybe Chan Gailey could do something with these guys. Maybe Chan Gailey's now realizing that maybe he got in over his head in his next foray into the NFL. Because this Bills team needs help. And guess who comes to town? Trent Edwards' new team and the Jacksonville Jaguars come into Orchard Park this coming Sunday. You gotta wonder if Trent Edwards and the Jacksonville Jaguars beat the Bills, which in all probability seems like a viable thing because Jacksonville beat Indianapolis. You wonder if he's gonna be in the locker room doing a Buffalo, this is a long year, and it doesn't seem to be getting any better. I'm Ken Haas. That's my story. And let's clip our noses right now. That's how I feel. Oh God, what's that smell?